Right? Organic chemistry. What is organic chemistry? Which is a branch of science. Organic chemistry is the chemistry which deals with the study of carbon and its compounds. Carbon and its compounds. And we'll be studying of carbon backbone substance. Organic chemistry is a branch of chemistry that deals with the study of carbon and its compounds, right? Carbon oriented substance, carbon backbone substance, okay? That we need to be study about complete how the carbon, what are the anomalous behavior of carbon, hybridization, nomenclature of this carbon, how they are combined with other elements, will be forming the carbon-carbon single, double or triple bonds, hydrocarbon. These are the things we need to discuss here. Okay, so the next important chapter, in the first chapter in organic chemistry, that is some basic principle and technique. Some basic principle and technique in organic chemistry. Some basic principle and technique in organic chemistry. First one. In the organic chemistry, we said that it's a branch of science that deals with the study of carbon backbone substance, carbon compounds, carbon oriented substance. Okay, so here what we need to study, what are the anomalous behavior of compound of the carbon and the bonding. And before that, what they thought, that the scientists, they will believe that organic compounds can able to prepare only from living organisms. It was proposed by John Berzelius. According to John Berzelius, the compound, organic compound are prepared only from the living organisms. But it was disproved by Frederick Holler. Frederick, W-H-O-L-E-R, Frederick Holler, the name of scientist. He prepared urea. He prepared urea, NH2CO, NH2 from ammonium cyanide. Ammonium cyanide, decomposition of ammonium cyanide, NH4CNO, ammonium cyanide. Okay, on decomposition gives urea, that is NH2CO, NH2 upon heating. So which is NH2, CO and NH2. NH4 compound splits to form CO, NH2, and what it will be forms, what we got is the first organic compound. First organic compound. He proves that not only from the living organism, organic compound also prepared in laboratory. In laboratory, we can able to prepare organic compound as proved by Frederick Holler, who prepared urea from ammonium cyanide. Frederick Holler. What the scientists thought earlier, organic compounds are prepared only from the living organisms, right? Now, after that, the plenty of the compound are prepared, like acetic acid, CH3COOH. Acetic acid is synthesized by Kolbe, Kolbe. Kolbe is a name of scientist. Similarly, methane, CH4, is Berthelot. Berthelot prepared methane, CH4. The many of the plenty of compound after that will come to know that we can able to prepare in laboratory. In all these organic compound must be consisting, the carbon must be consist or contains carbon. So why carbon substituted compounds are more? Why carbon substituted compounds are more? Why numerous carbon compounds will be exist in the nature? The reason for existing of the plenty of organic compounds, okay, because we know that in out of 119 elements in the periodic table, Out of this, about 90% of them are formed by carbon alone. Out of 190 elements, 90% of the elements is formed by carbon alone. You need to understand how the compound will be exist, how it is prepared. The base compound is carbon. Base is carbon for all the other existing elements. Okay. So we were discussing, so why the carbon will be existing, carbon compound, numerous carbon compounds will exist in nature, because so in points, the first one, carbon, its ability to form stable and strong carbon carbon bond. So it is having a ability to form carbon carbon stable bond and strong bond. So carbon-carbon can able to form single, double or triple bond. These are stable. And we know that the property carbon links to carbon, another carbon, can able to form long chain. Because in group 14 we studied catenation. In group 14 we studied about catenation. Self-linkage property of carbon can able to form long chain is called catenation. So catenation, that is also one of the property. Carbon-carbon bond is stable even at higher temperature. And carbon will be having the 4 valence electron. Hence, we call as tetra. T-E-T-R-A, tetravalent, tetravalency. So it looked like a divalent, but 1 electron, 2s electron shift to 2p, the 4 unpaired electron will be forming. And this will readily forms multiple bonds, readily forms multiple bonds. These are the smaller size. Due to small size, readily forms multiple bond with a coordinated more covalent compounds, more covalent elements like nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, or etc. That is the reason, these are the reason behind why carbon will exist, carbon compound will exist, numerous carbon compound will exist, of plenty of carbon compound will exist. So if these will be having the anomalous property, means a peculiar property, so how the orbitals are combining, how the sigma bonds and pi bonds are forming. Because in chemical bonding we already discussed about the types of the bond. So we know that the sigma bond and the pi bond. When carbon forms single bond, carbon can able to form single, double or triple bond. Carbon forms single bond, the first most bond is sigma. If carbon forms a double bond, one is sigma and another is pi. If carbon forms a triple bond, one is sigma and the rest two are pi bonds. We know that sigma bond and pi bond, the basic bond what it is forms is sigma, and will be considered the lone pair of electron, number of lone pair of electron. So this will be gives that number we call as steric number, which explains the hybridization. Hybridization, we come across with a hybridization, equivalent energy atomic orbitals are combined together will be forming new hybrid orbital, is called hybridization. Okay, and different hybridization shown by carbon carbon single bond, double bond and triple bond, right? So this sigma plus lone pair of number of lone pair of electron gives steric number itself is hybridization. If the steric number is 2, sp hybridization. Steric number is 3, sp2 hybridization. Steric number is 4, sp3 hybridization, and so on. sp3d, sp3d2, d3, sp3 or and so on. Okay, especially for this carbon, if carbon forms and multiple bonds, carbon example, this the first most bond, right? If it forms the multiple bond, if it forms a multiple bond, next bond here p orbital, p orbital overlaps laterally here. Here it will be above and below. So this above and below can be represented as one sigma bond, above and below, that's pi bond. If it is another bond and one more, if it is another bond here, if it is triple bond here to here and here to here, down and above and below, So if it forms a double bond of, I'll write this carbon-carbon, here is above and here is the below. This will be the formation of the pi bonds, right? And here is an hydrogen, and here hydrogen, and here hydrogen, and here hydrogen. We'll be studying, this will be in back side, and this is will be in front, and this will be in back side, and this is will be front. So this is we called as dash and wedge model. We'll study later. So these two hydrogen and this will be p orbital above, sorry, this will be pi bonding above and below. That is, this will be sigma and this is sigma, sigma, this sigma, sigma, and here together it is pi bond. Okay, so this sigma bond, the strong bond, and the restriction is less, it can rotate freely. But in the case of pi bond, lateral overlapping, if the laterally overlap with each other, so the restriction will be more for the rotation. Rotational restriction will be there with the formation of pi bonds. Okay. And after that, increase in the bonding means one sigma bond, after that pi bond, after that pi bond. So the distance between two carbon atom decreases, bond length decreases, force of attraction increases. Force of attraction increases. So how this is a hybridization? What will be the bond angle? What are the other names called for the carbon-carbon single, double, and triple bond? We'll say it. Okay. Carbon single bond we call as alkane, right? Alkane. Carbon double bond we call as alkenes. So if it is carbon and hydrogen, alkene. Carbon triple bond is called alkyne. Okay, in hydrocarbon we'll be studying in detail, but you have to know this. Carbon single, double, and triple bond. So alkene, and alkyne. Alkene also we call as olefins. OLEFINs, olefins. And alkyne is called as acetylene. Acetylene, especially with hydrogen. CH3, CH2, CH, we call as olefins or acetylenes. Familiarly, alk is the root word. ANE, ENE, and YNE are suffixes. Suffix later will fix to the root word. Okay, in that carbon single bond, carbon double bond, and carbon triple bond. So out of this, the bond, how is a bond length? What will be hybridization? Already you studied this hybridization. Carbon, okay, single bond. If the carbon is single bond, will be sp3 hybridization, right? Carbon single bond, sp3 hybridization. What will be the bond angle in sp3 hybridization? 109.5 degree or 109 degree, 28 minutes. Similarly, carbon double bond, sp2 hybridization, bond angle is 120 degree. Carbon single bond, sp hybridization, bond angle is 180 degree.
180.
The 109.5 degree of sp3 hybridization, shape of the molecule or geometry of the molecule is tetrahedral. sp2 hybridization is trigonal planar. And in the case of 180 molecule means sp hybridization linear molecule. So this is already we come to know that sp3, sp2, sp, and this we studied in detail in chemical bonding. Okay. And this carbon single bond, in single bond, these are extremely stable. The bond length is greater. Bond length, the larger the bond length, that will be 154 picometer. 154 picometer, single bond. Double bond length is 134 picometer. And carbon triple bond, the bond length is 120 picometer. So we are noticing that bond length decreases with increase in bond order. Bond length and bond order are inversely related. So for this hydrogen bond, carbon hydrogen bond is most stable, hence it is with a combining of carbon because both are smaller size. So carbon hydrogen bond length is also decreases. In carbon hydrogen single bond, that will be 111, bond length is 111 picometers, and from carbon hydrogen double bond is 110 picometer, and carbon hydrogen triple bond is 108 picometer. Okay, this in the case of sp3, one s orbital and 3p orbital. So s and p character, s character in sp3 it is 25%, and remaining out of 100, that's 75% in p character. In sp2 hybridization, the s character and 2p character, so s character is 33.3% and p character is 66.7%. In the case of sp hybridization, 50% S character and 50% P character. So down here from carbon-carbon, single bond to a double bond, from double bond to a triple bond, S character is increasing. So are you noticing this? If S character is increasing from single bond to double bond to triple bond is nothing but, so what we call S character is directly proportional to electronegativity. Shorter the bond, S character is more. Look here, carbon single bond, S character is 25%. In carbon triple bond, S character is 50%. So which will be increases. S character increases when the bond get shorter. So how we can use this? Percent of S character. S character is directly proportional to electronegativity. S character is directly proportional to electronegativity. Example, in the case of CH3, C2H6, that is ethene. So out of that carbon-carbon single bond, so that is CH2, and this is, yeah, olefins, and CH triple bond CH. So this is acetylene. Out of this more electronegative is carbon-carbon triple bond, right? Acetylene is the more electronegative, hence hydrogen contains in this acetylene is more acidic. You need to remember, more acidic. Okay, greater the S character, greater will be the electronegativity. Greater the electronegativity, the respective hydrogen is more acidic compared to alkene, and compared to olefins and acetylene hydrogen is more acidic. Is nothing but it's a more reactive. Tendency of donation of electron is so easy because the electron cloud in between them is more. Are you getting? So for this, especially for the formation, so formation of carbon single, double and triple bond. Single, double and triple bond with sp2, sp3 hybridization, bond angle and the shape, geometry of the molecule, how it will be exist. Okay, are you getting this? Yes. So here, actually, we know that how it will be, how bonds will be formed through 14 elements we studied. So +4 oxidation is, and +4 and +2 oxidation shown by the group 14 element. In that carbon, whether it shows in +2 or +3 or +3 or +2 or +3 or +4 or +5 or +6, no, it can't beyond 4 because covalency restricted. S and P, only maximum covalency is 4. So it look like a divalent because NS2, NP2. Okay, but these two electron, one electron promotes to P in S2, that is 2 electron. Atomic number of carbon is 6 and electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. This outermost energy level 2s2 and 2p2. In 2s2, there will be 2 electron. In 2p2, 1 electron, 1 will be vacant. So this 2s electron promotes to 2p, then it forms 2s1, 2px1, 2py1, 2pz1, 3 unpaired electron. So the valency will be 4, tetravalent. Tetravalent. Tetravalent carbon, if it carbon forms a single bond, so single bond sp3 hybridization, tetrahedral, Td is the geometry. If tetrahedral is geometry and the bond angle is 109.5 degree, 109.5 degree, and this will be carbon of carbon bond length, carbon and hydrogen bond length will be 1.09 angstrom. 1.09 angstrom. Okay. This will be the methane normally in simplest hydrocarbon, carbon and hydrogen, or with a single bond. Are you getting? So this is about tetravalency. So the numerous means why the carbon will be existing of numerous compound, because carbon, the stable carbon bond in the carbon will be forming stable carbon bonds. Carbon bond length is, sorry, bond will be more stable. Okay, and can able to form long chain because as a ketonation. Straight chain self linkage of carbon is called the ketonation property, tetravalency. Okay, next if we need to identify, determine hybridization. If you want to determine hybridization, we have to know that the type of the bonding, right? Whether it is in sigma bond or in the number of pi bonds or number of sigma bond, pi bond, how they are involving. So the number of pi bonds, number of pi bonds, and the type of hybridization. Type of hybridization. So we're discussing with respect to carbon only. Okay, carbon single bond sp3 hybridization. What will be the number of pi bond? 0. In sp2 hybridization, number of pi bond 1. In sp hybridization, number of pi bond is 2. So with the writing of the few structure, can you able to identify this whether it is an sp hybridization, sp2 hybridization, or sp3 hybridization? So first one, we'll see how whether you will be identify or not. CH3, CH double bond, CH single bond, C double bond O, CH3. So what type of hybridization? What type of hybridization in each carbon? Can you tell me? So first carbon, this is carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4, and carbon 5. So can you tell me the hybridization? Yes. First one, first carbon. Okay. Abhishek, are you getting? Prajwal? Yes. Prajwal, DP, Abhishek. Yes. First carbon is sp3 hybridization. Like, what about second carbon? Second carbon?
sp2.
sp2 hybridization. Good. Third carbon. That is also double
So
bond.
sp3.
No, not sp3. Double bond is an sp2 hybridization. Next carbon. Carbon with double bond. This two carbon. sp2 hybridization. Carbon with single bond. sp3 hybridization. So you should be able to identify the type of hybridization. Okay. So this is one example. We'll write another. We'll see. Second one. CH2 double bond, C double bond, CH2. So what type of hybridization in carbon number 1? First carbon, second carbon, and third carbon.
All sp2, sir.
All sp2, sir.
No, look
p2.
Look carefully and tell me.
Sir, sp2, sp2.
Very good. First is sp2. last is sp2. This is sp. Look here, carbon triple bond. So triple bond like this, we can able to write carbon carbon triple bond like this now. Triple bond with single bond. If it is two bond and two bond, here double bond and one bond and one bond, the same as triple bond is nothing but sp hybridization. sp hybridization, sp2, sp and sp2. Good. So that is the type of hybridization. So what type of hybridization between carbon triple bond with nitrogen? Between type of hybridization carbon and nitrogen,
Yes.
both will be sp hybridization. So this is how we need to identify the type of hybridization. Means we know the type of hybridization. So based on the number of bonds involving a number of bonds, we can able to identify. Okay. Next one. As like we know that carbon pi bonds is more restricted than the sigma bond compared to carbon carbon. Here is hydrogen. No, we'll be writing like this. Hydrogen is far away. Which hydrogen is towards to us, like this hydrogen. And here, which hydrogen is far away here and towards us, this is hydrogen. This will be in same plane. All the four hydrogen are in same plane. Okay. And above and below here, this will be the bonding. What is the type of bonding? We call as pi bond. So pi bond we can write like this, here and here, above here and here. So this will be the pi bonding. In pi bonding, there will be more restriction. Carbon carbon double or triple bond will be having more restriction because of will be having more electron, no, localized electron located above and below. This will be present in the same plane. Hydrogen, all the hydrogens are present in the same plane like this. Here carbon and carbon, hydrogen hydrogen, hydrogen and hydrogen, each of the corner. And where the pi electron, here and above and below, here is an above and below. This will be above and below is the pi electron. This is how it will be exist. So we'll be studying the structure dash and wedge in the next class. We'll be discussing about dash and wedge structure. So this is how the hybridization will take place in carbon. This is how sigma and pi bonds will be forming in the carbon compounds. While we're studying carbon compounds, in inorganic compounds, we'll be studying example. If you want to represent any inorganic compound, we'll represent formulas. Example, CaSO4, calcium sulfate, sodium chloride, NaCl, magnesium chloride, MgCl2, sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. These are formula used to represent inorganic compound. How to represent organic compounds? To represent organic compound, simply that formula is insufficient for us. As like inorganic compound, it is insufficient for, that is not sufficient enough for us to write formula. So that's the reason will be represented in complete structure, condensed structure or bonded structure. Why that is not insufficient? The data is not insufficient. Example, C2H6O. C2H6O, if you write only the molecular formula, just in the molecules, this may be can able to write for the many of compound. Example, this will be dimethyl ether. Dimethyl ether, C2H6O. And C2H6O is how carbon oxygen, CH3O, CH3, C2H6O. Similarly, this can also be written as ethyl alcohol, C2H5OH, right? C2H5OH, that is ethyl alcohol. So it is not sufficient enough for the molecular formula to represent organic compounds. That is the reason we need to be represent in the complete structural formula or condensed structural formula and bond line formula. So how the single, double and triple bond, how we are representing. So we'll write the few of the compound, that is the molecular formula and condensed structural formula, or how we are representing. We'll see this. Are you getting? As like inorganic compounds, we cannot able to write for organic compound because there will be an ambiguity. There will be confusion that which is the compound it is. So this will be having different structure, right? But molecular formula is same. So it is very difficult to identify. That is the reason we'll be using condensed structure. Normally, example, we need to write alkane, ethane. We need to write ethane. So for the ethane, we need to write structure. First, how will we writing structure? In first methane, next is ethane. Carbon number 1 is the meth. Root word is meth. Carbon, carbon, single bond, methane. Carbon number 1. Carbon number 2 is eth. Eth and ane, ethane. Carbon number 3 is prop. Prop and ane, propane. Carbon number 4 is but. But plus ane, butane. Carbon number 5, pent. Pent plus ane, pentane. After that, you know that hexane, heptane, octane, nonane, decane, you can remember. So carbon number 1 is the root word meth. Carbon number 2, eth. Carbon number 3, prop. Carbon number 4, but, not but, but. Carbon number 5, pent, P-E-N-T, pent. These are the root word. Methane, meth means carbon number 1. The ane means single bond, carbon, carbon, single bond. That is methane. So this will be structural formula, expanded structure. Okay, if you want to write, this is expanded structure. So similarly, structure for 2 carbon with valency should be 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen. One bond will be formed. Rest can able to form only the 3 bonds. 1, 2, 3. That is hydrogen, hydrogen, and hydrogen. Okay, so this is the structure. This also can be write in condensed structure. Condensed structure, we can able to write CH4. This is in a condensed structure. This can be condensed. 3 hydrogen is condensed together. We can able to write CH3. CH3 is a condensed structure. Not only like if we extend this one more carbon, we can write CH3, CH2, CH3. Okay. This one I'll write now. Propane 1, 2, 3. So bonds 1, 2, 3, 4. Hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen. Next 1, 2 bond 3 hydrogen. Fourth one is hydrogen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hydrogen, hydrogen, and hydrogen. So total how it will become able to write condensed CH3. Next middle second one is CH2 and CH3. This is the complete structure and this is condensed structure. Condensed structural formula. Name of a compound is methane and ethane, and next that is propane or etc. Are you getting? In case of double bond and triple bond, so double, triple bond, carbon, carbon, single bond is ANE, right? Carbon, carbon, double bond, ENE. Carbon, carbon, triple bond, YNE. ALK, alk is a root word, alkane, alkene, alkyne. Based on that, ethane, carbon, carbon, double bond. With this, if double bond, what will be the hydrogen? 2 bonds are over, 3 and 4, hydrogen and hydrogen. Here hydrogen and here hydrogen. Name of a compound is ethene. This is an alkene. Ethene, that is an alkene. If we consider triple bond, carbon with 3 of hydrogen, 1, 2, 3, 4, this hydrogen, 1, 2, 3, and 4, hydrogen, valency is satisfied. Then the name of a compound is ethyne. Ethyne, that is an alkyne. That is an alkyne. Okay, not only this, if acetic acid, no, carbon, hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen. I'm writing expanded structure, means complete structure. Hydrogen, 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 CH3. Okay, next is C, double bond O, carbon with double bond O. The next is carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. So, which can be written as CH3, COOH, right? CH3, this one, CH3, COOH is called acetic acid. This also can be written as CH3, CH3, CH, COOH, CH3, CH, C double bond O, OH. can be written as acetic acid. So instead of that,